All right, it is my best friend's birthday week. And so this best friend also happens to be a longtime writing collaborator of mine. And so in honor of him, this week, you're going to hear 3 pitches from me. These are 3 different projects. One that we got paid for, one that I'm developing right now, and one that we just finished that no one has ever seen before. So I'll jump right into the first one, and I'll let you guys decide which is which, or which one you think is which. Okay. This one takes place at a morgue, and there are 2 characters that we meet. It's a 2-hander, and one of them is the mortician, and he dreams of one day being a beautician. Is currently in classes, getting the training, but finding a job is really hard. So they are working as a mortician, but dreaming of being a beautician. The other is someone who does not come from means of any kind, who is a dreamer, and who dreams of one day opening up their own vineyard. And they actually happen to be an incredible sommelier. They are so gifted at wine and everything around the science and the artistry of wine. They just really are well-informed. They have a knack, they have a passion, and they're just so great at it. But they don't come from money. They don't have any relationships. They're not part of politics. They just have no way of getting to where they would like to be. And so we essentially have these 2 characters who meet during the late shift, the 3rd shift at a morgue, and they're normal people. They have dreams, they're hardworking, they hold a job, but they just aren't doing what they wish they could be doing. They have dreams and passions that would see them elsewhere, but they just don't have the means to get there. So their lives change on a particular night when this body is brought to the morgue. And the body, let's just say it is vast, large, epic. I mean, we're talking, it's a 400-pound body. It's a man. And he's been wheeled in, he's got the sheet draped over him, he's on the gurney, he's there, he is awaiting the work that will need to be done to him. And that was, I think my wife just sneezed.
Sorry.
She's sorry. And so, anyway, the 2, they're shooting the shit. They're like, how's it going? Yeah, it's great, whatever. Did you watch that show? You know, the typical small talky stuff. When suddenly, it seems very faint at first, and they both kind of look at each other. Did you hear that? And yes, they did. They heard a voice. And the voice, it's sort of like a Joe Pesci, you know, it's sort of over the top, it's Italian. And it's like, hey, although it's Joe Pesci, it's the spirit of Joe Pesci, but it's actually not that voice exactly, but they hear a voice. And the voice is like, hey, anybody in there? Hey, fellas, I hear you talking, fellas. It's two guys. I guess I should have said that. And so the guys, the fellas, they look at each other like, are you hearing that? Like, nobody else is here. Like, I had to let you in. I locked the door behind you. Nobody else is here. So where the hell is that voice coming from? They look at each other knowingly like, nah, can't be. No. Meanwhile, fellas, hey, I hear you in there. I hear you talking. So finally, the 2 holding hands, they go into receiving where the bodies are. And they know this body just got wheeled in. They signed off for the paperwork. They look, it's this big hulking body beneath the sheet. And they're like, nah, can't be. The voice again. Fellas, hey, it's hard to breathe in here. I'm suffocating. Okay, we're both hearing this, so it's gotta be real, or we're both tripping on something. And so, with much suspense, they near this giant body, this hulking body on the stretcher. And they pull back the sheet. And it's like this super morbidly obese guy. For some reason, he's sort of on his side. He's so big, maybe they couldn't like have gotten him on his back. They just sort of got him on and brought him there. And so anyway, he's on his side. They pull the sheet back. This guy, he's dead. He's not talking. His lips haven't moved. They haven't parted in days. So they're kind of like, there's a sigh of relief. Like, oh, okay, we're really going crazy. Like these third shifts are killing us. Then they hear the voice again. It's crystal clear now. Over here, fellas. I'm over here. They move around the side of this dead body. Naked, 400-pound Italian guy. Dead on this gurney. They come around the side and behold, on the back of this dead corpse is a parasitic twin in the form of a head protruding from said back, and the head is talking to them. God, fellas, thank God. You're beautiful. You two are beautiful. Come here, let me talk to you. They freak out. They run. They flee. Anyway, they got to overcome all this BS, right? I mean, this is terrifying. What they've just seen is completely terrifying. So, and they're looking at each other, they're hitting each other, they're like either slapping their faces, I can't believe they're splashing water, like what the hell is this? Well, finally, eventually, we know they got to return to this body. They do. Here's this head. The two of them are like stunned. Now they're sort of desensitized for a moment. And the head is like, fellas. I know how this looks. But look, I don't got much time. So let me ask you one question. They're dumbfounded. They're not saying anything. So this head is like, how does $1 million sound? Well, based on what I've just told you about the two of them and their dreams and their passions and the thing that's keeping them from being able to realize those dreams is money. So how does $1 million sound? It sounds pretty fucking good. So now they're like moving closer. They don't know what to say yet. This is a parasitic twin head on the back of a corpse. And the head says, look, I know the location of $1 million cash. Nobody's ever gonna find it. If I don't tell the location, it'll be gone forever, wasted. $1 million, untraceable, $1 million, cash. Small bills, unmarked. So let me ask you again, how does $1 million sound? And now, at this point, there's three heads really close to each other having this conversation because $1 million sounds really great. And now they're interested. And they gotta listen, right? So the head says, I know I don't have much time. And I'm gonna leave this earth. And I don't know what comes after. But I do know that I've got some unfinished business. And I can't do shit about it. So if you fellas will be so cool as to carry out a dying parasitic twin's dying wishes, I will reveal to you the location of this $1 million. That's all you gotta do. Help a head out. So this is the setup for a series, and the title is Getting Ahead. You're welcome.